Today I'm going to work on a little bit more of the Galaxy door, but I wanted to show you a little something I picked up today. I picked it up used. I was at some guy's house checking out some parts, and he had one of these, so I ended up buying it. It's something I've been needing. I've been going to borrow one from a coworker of my brother's, but the price was right, so I just bought it. Let me show you what it is here. I bought this stuff a while ago for another project. It's called panel bonding adhesive. This stuff's super duper strong stuff. You'll tear the metal before you break the bond. This is used for putting body panels on cars nowadays. You know, a lot of stuff is bonded now. And you need a special gun to dispense this, and I didn't have one. And to borrow one from one of my brother's friends, I would have to get it on a Friday and return it on Sunday because he uses it to make his living. So I couldn't have it on a weekday. But I wanted to finish that project I need this for, and I was thinking this would fix that wing window on the Galaxie. And today, this is what I picked up. Got a really good price on it. I mean, really good. So I couldn't resist buying it, but it's still got the lubrication tag on it. It's shows how to lubricate the little pivot, and so anyway, yes, now I don't have to run to borrow one every time I need one. It's kind of gonna be nice having that kicking around, so now I can take care of that other project that I needed to use this with, and I can probably fix that wing window hinge with this. I think that'll bond that just fine. I think that the metal will tear on that wing window, or the glass will break before this stuff gives out. So just a little update. You know, I am going to fix that wing window, and I think this is what I'm going to use, and I'll probably do that and the other project at the exact same time, you know. So I don't know if this stuff, once you open it, if you got to use it all, or if it has a little bit of a shelf life after you open it. I know nothing about this stuff other than it's what the auto manufacturers use now, and it's really super strong. My brother's friend told me, he says, you will tear the metal before you break the bond with this stuff. So if that's the case, this stuff will work. I gave the welds a quick grind out. That's just a rough grind. Now I'm going to go back with the welder, and there's some pits, and I'm going to fill them, and then I'm going to regrind couple little spots in there you can see too. And like I say, this is just a rough grind. I just used that and just got it basically down to size. Now I'll go around, just touch, and these welds will be easier to fix because I won't burn through. I'll just be able to run a quick bead of weld. Won't be all lumpy, and it'll be easier to clean up. That's the hole for the, you know, like part of one of the holes for one of these. So I got to drill. I'll measure them all and drill them based on that one, and I still got to grind more out of there, and I'll beat this edge down a little bit more so it's, you know, not as thick. And I think it's going to come out good. This side, as you see, I just welded the sheet metal directly to the heavy steel brace. The sheet metal's cut out like that instead of coming down here. So if I just put another piece of sheet metal there, it's just going to fill with dirt and water and rot out again. So I just eliminated it. And I'll probably use a little bit of Marglass or filler to fill some of these deep pits. I might fill them in with weld and then grind them out, but we'll see. It's looking pretty good. I think I got maybe an hour total into the bottom of the door, this side of the door right now, so I haven't got a lot of time into it. And I'll take the Dremel and, you know, clean this edge all up really nice in here, make sure there's nothing in it, and I'll re-seam seal. This was originally seam sealed. You can still see some of the seam sealer in places. Some of it right there where they missed I kind of didn't get it right where it belonged, but that was a sealed seam. So I'll probably, plus I think it would look nicer, just dress it up a little bit. And then when I oil and undercoat the inside of the door, the oil will stay in here. It won't stay right down in this bottom bit, and won't seep out and allow moisture to get back in there and rot it. So there we go. It's moving along. This video I'm just going to work on the welds on the door and a few other things, just kind of putts here and there. I don't know how long of a video it'll be. I mean, I'm not going to record grinding. It's just so loud, and it's nothing exciting about watching me grind welds, so that's why I just don't video any of it. Burned a hole right there. I'll have to weld that up. That's where I probably ground a little thin. Repaired. Now there's still a little bit right there. Alright, you get the picture. I'm just going to go around filling all the little imperfections in the welds, re-rough grind it out. When it all looks pretty good, I'll go around and clean it up with the Dremel. Alright, I went around it a second time with the welder and the grinder, and then a third time with the welder and grinder. And then I went around and neatened up the welds the best I could, and I just put a thin coat of, I'll show you, it's called Duraglass. Put a thin coat of this, it's a lot stronger than like Bondo. It's like a polyester resin and chopped fiberglass cloth, and it bonds really well, really super durable. I welded in all the deep pits and ground that out so it was all nice shiny, so the filler will bite in. Everything the filler is on is welds or new metal. I didn't put it on any of the old surfaces, just on the where I repaired welds. It's hard to fill every little imperfection in the weld. It'd be here for a week doing it, so a little filler helps out. Tomorrow I'll let that dry overnight. Tomorrow I'll give that a sand out, and then if I need to put like a little coat of auto body filler on it, thinned out, to fill a little, because this won't, when you sand this stuff out, it has little pits and imperfections in it. It's not for finishing, it's just for roughing in. And then I'll use the the auto body filler to fill what pits are left in this. And then this is ready to prime and paint. And I'll do the other side of the door, strip the paint off and repair the body on the other side. I rough sanded out the first coat of filler. I kind of put it on a little light so that I don't have to save sanding time to put a couple coats on rather than one thick one and then have to sand a ton of stuff off. But I need to add a little bit right in here. A little smidge there. A little spot there I missed. And that's about it. This looks all good. A lot of that brown you see in there is red oxide primer. It's not rust. I got it pretty much all down to the bare metal. I lightly sanded that. I got to sand that a bit more, and I cleaned the grease and oil and all the stickers off this. I got to sand that out yet. So I'm gonna do a second coat of that just up in here and let that dry overnight. In the meantime, I'm going to sand this and flip it over and start stripping paint. So I just finished putting a little coat of filler. You can see where somebody had scraped past oil change stickers off, and there were Sinclair. So the car was obviously looked after. There was probably 3 or 4 stuck here, and you could see the scrape marks, and there was a few there too. But I finished putting the second coat of filler. That's all the filler it's going to need. I'm going to sand that out when I'm done stripping the other side, and then I'll marglass the other side, and then when I get the auto body filler out to fill little pits, I'll do them both sides at the same time. I think I'm going to probably have this door ready to paint maybe by Saturday or Sunday, so maybe I'll oh, you notice I moved the door to the back of the garage. I can just blow the dust right out with the air hose, so it just makes less mess in the garage when I can have it by the door to clean out. But I was thinking I might get this sanded out while the paint stripper is working, and then I can might paint the door when I paint the fenders. If I have the paint door pretty much all ready for primer in the next couple days, maybe I'll prime it up and just paint everything at once. You know, because otherwise I got to cover all this stuff up or take it outside when I go to paint other things or paint other things outside. I was thinking, you know, I could just hang the fenders on the car haphazardly in the hood so I can run it out when I want to paint or do something to, you know, so I don't mess them up. But anyway, we're going to get back to flipping the store over and getting it stripped. I just took the sill plate off. That thing's in really nice shape. So I'm going to paint in the jamb here, and I might take this wire cover off and vacuum out the wire thing, and then I can paint back in there a little further. And I'm going to get these off. I'll take this off. I want to get in behind there when I take this off to spray those with a little penetrant. This is, as I pulled that cover off, I haven't vacuumed it or anything. Somebody's added a speaker wire to something, probably the rear, maybe somebody put a rear speaker back in there, but probably take that out. But anyway, I'm going to vacuum that out, and I'm going to start sanding the jamb. I got to take some of this trim off, which I'm going to take this panel off so I can take that vent out and paint the inside of and undercoat the inside of the cowl there. This is going to clean up super nice. In all the 40 some years I've been restoring cars, this car is the cleanest. I've never done a car ever without having to at least put a rocker. The Catalina even, I had to replace the passenger side rocker panel. And you know, these usually fill with moisture and are completely rotted out. Look at that. That thing's as clean as a whistle. So anyway, I'm going to vacuum it out and start you know, I'm going to drill these rivets out for these clips and start sanding here. I don't know if there's enough light. No. Let me get the trouble light. But I took the kick panel thing off, and this wire was just terminated under it, and I think it goes the rear speaker, but that'll all come out. And but yeah, look at how clean this thing is. There's a number there. There we go. Needs a little vacuuming out in there, but that's actually pretty clean. It's all primer. I'll take that out, and then I can get into the planum, and I can lubricate all that up nice too. Yeah, super good shape. And I think next I'm going to have to pull the back seat and this trim panel off so I can get in the quarter panel to fix that rust, and then I can get this off, the striker, and really get this sanded out nice and get it ready for some nice new paint. Started sanding out the door jamb. I got to get the Scotch-Brite stuff on the Dremel to clean out all those spot welds really good, and you know, all these little surface rust spots. That's what caused the surface rust there, I think, was the spot welds where the paint had peeled on them. And that's where the sill plate rubbed. But I'm going to paint all the way to here. I'm going to paint the inside of this channel. See a little dirt in there from sanding. Just like I say, just dirt. And I'm going to paint all the way underneath here. Right to here. So all this will be body color under here too. It looks like it was originally black. I didn't paint the underneath here, this part of the car, but that is black, and it sands off to primer. I don't think, I can't tell. Maybe there is body color under it, but I'm going to paint it body color. And the rocker panel looks like it ends about right here. So you'll see a little green under it, which is okay. And sand it out behind where that hinge was. You know, when the door was closed when I painted. So I'll paint all in the jamb there, so that all looks good. But I'll sand this out. You can see the factory filler or seam sealer kind of haphazardly there. I'll neaten all that up. I'll scrape that out and re-seam seal it. And you can see a factory weld there that's kind of lumpy, and I'm going to leave that exactly as it is. And there's another weld like that, and I will leave that just as it is too. And I will clean this seam sealer stuff up in here and neaten that corner up. This is lead, and they just didn't lead down here, I guess, because they knew it was going to have a molding. I guess the cars that didn't have moldings, they would finish leading it, but I'm just going to leave that exactly how it is. I'm not going to finish this, just clean it up and paint it, and we'll leave it as the factory did it. I stripped the paint, most of it off. What I didn't get off, I'll get off with that wheel that I put on the angle grinder like 805 Road King uses. I'll show you what it is. It'll clean this stuff off like butter. Most of this is bare metal right now. It's all bare metal. And so it ought to clean up pretty quick, and then I can do the filler on these where it needs it and there. And we can get this thing ready for paint. It's cleaning up pretty quick and easy. This is what I put on the angle grinder to strip paint. Man, does that work good, and it doesn't even, it shines the metal. It doesn't grind it or burr it or mess it up. So tomorrow I'll do that. I'm going to call it a day. It's getting pretty late now, and there's a winter storm warning out, so I got that out, so I might be using that tomorrow. And I'm just getting as much done as I can until I can paint. Well, that's it for this video. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be terribly long. And if I repeat myself, sorry. It's been a couple of days of videoing. So anyway, if you like my channel, hit the like button. If you want to see this car all restored and cruising down the road in beautiful shape, subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.